Hey everybody, happy Thursday. It's Becca here with Motivate Coaching, and this is week 6 of 8. When I started doing these Facebook Lives, I set that goal of doing 8 lives in 8 weeks, so we're almost there. Yay. And today I want to share my best kept secret with you for better digestion. And it's not really a secret at all. We all do it already. We just aren't completely aware of what we're doing. But first, why am I talking about having better digestion in the first place? Well, we all know that suffering from digestive problems such as gas, bloating, reflux, like stomach cramps, diarrhea, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, or inflammatory bowel disease can seriously hinder our daily functioning and make us feel really miserable. In your gastrointestinal tract, or your GI tract, acts as your body's food processor. And if it's blocked, overloaded, or polluted with toxins, with things such as like additives, pesticides, and preservatives, or if it's irritated in another way, it's going to let you know how it feels by having one of those reactions I just mentioned. Your GI tract is also the first, your GI tract first breaks down your food by the mechanical process of chewing, and then by a multitude of complex chemical processes that extract nutrients to feed your system and expel those toxins. And the best way to ensure that we're helping make it easy on ourselves and easy for our bodies to digest our food is to chew a lot so that our food mixes with our digestive juices so it can be easily digested and better absorbed for optimal nutrition. So what is this secret to better digestion? Well, like I said, we're already all doing it, and it's chewing your food. And I know that's something that our parents taught us as little kids, is that you should really need to chew your food instead of just swallowing it whole. So how can that be helpful? Well, chewing is a surprisingly powerful and often ignored part of our digestive process. And in an article by Dr. Mercola, I forgot to put the link in here, but I'll try to find it. It says that most people chew and swallow their food without even thinking about it, and it's almost like this unconscious reflex, and inadequate chewing shortchanges your nutrition because digestion begins in the mouth. And believe it or not, chewing is one of the most important aids to our digestion, and it's also one, like I said, that we often overlook and take for granted, so much so that I also said that sometimes we just swallow our food whole, and we just forget to chew altogether. So learning how to chew your food properly, which could be up to maybe 30 times per bite, I know that sounds like a lot, but it can help you extract those maximum nutrients from your food and get your digestive juices flowing and help keep your weight down and your tummy flat because it's natural portion control. Because if you eat food that's healthfully packed with all those nutrients, and you chew it properly with each bite, you'll be able to recognize once you actually feel full, therefore you'll eat less. Some other benefits of chewing include it prepares your body for digestion, and it does that by secreting hormones, it activates your taste receptors, prepares your stomach lining for the secretion of hydrochloric acid, and it also prepares your pancreas for the secretion of enzymes and bicarbonate. And all those things allow your food to get more exposure to your saliva, which also contains digestive enzymes, because saliva lubricates your food so that it passes down your esophagus easier. Chewing also relaxes the muscles at the base of your stomach, and that controls the passage of the food from your stomach into your small intestine. Chewing is also great for your dental health because it strengthens your teeth and your jaw, and it helps prevent plaque buildup and tooth decay. Chewing also discourages those foodborne bacteria from entering your gut on those larger food particles that could be smaller if you chewed a little bit more, which is important because an overabundance of bacteria in your gut is one of those things that can lead to that gas, bloating, constipation, or diarrhea. And another benefit is that chewing can actually make some carbohydrates taste sweeter, and that's also mentioned in Dr. Mercola's article, that carbohydrate digestion begins in the mouth like everything else, and this means that the more you chew a complex carb like grains or squash, things like sweet potatoes, the sweeter they're going to get. And this is because the enzymes in your saliva break down those carbs into their simple forms of sugar, and that releases more nutrients for maximum absorption. So if you have sweet cravings, chewing complex carbs will help scratch that craving itch. Other benefits are things that my clients have found when they learn how to chew. It's that they start to sense intuitively when they're full. They gain more satisfaction from eating, and they develop a healthier relationship with food, which is always important. So how to chew better for optimal digestion? We all know how to chew, so this shouldn't be anything new. So to get in the habit of chewing, try chewing each bite of food at the beginning of your next meal 30 times. And like I said, I know that sounds like a lot. It's not always going to be 30 times. I just say 30 so that you're consciously thinking about it, so that you're training yourself to chew more than you otherwise would. Also, putting your fork down and breathing between bites will help you practice this. And let's see. Another thing, even if you only have 5 minutes for a meal instead of the 20 like I've talked about before, let the chewing relax you and use it kind of like a meditation. That way you'll enjoy the whole spectrum of tastes and the aromas and that make that meal trigger that cephalic phase digestion that I mentioned last week, and your body and your brain will be more satisfied even if it is just a quickie meal. So here are some suggestions for chewing. And these aren't exactly suggestions, it's more like setting yourself up to be more present and aware and in the moment with your food. So first things first, wash your hands. Then close your computer monitor or turn off your phone or your tablet. If you want some music, play some music and then set the phone aside or light a candle. Do an EBT check-in, and you can find that from a couple weeks ago in a different video. And just give gratitude to your body for where you're at and that it can digest this food. Next is to set your timer for 20 minutes or as much time as you currently have to sit down with your food. And then during your meal, breathe. Take a bite, put your utensil down, chew slowly, actually count how much you're chewing so that you're present with it. Swallow, breathe, and repeat. And you'll repeat this until you're about 80% full, and I'll talk more about the fullness indicators and where is that 80% in next week's video. But basically, we're aiming for eating until you're energized, not full. And after the meal, you can share with yourself or somebody else around you what you appreciated about your meal. Maybe it was something, you loved the way something smelled, or you loved the way that one, whatever it is that you're eating, looked and just how pretty it was on your plate. Or you love the fact that you didn't have to cook the meal. I know that's always nice. Whatever it is, just appreciate it. Be in the moment with it and give gratitude to it. And a wonderful way to sort of clear out and be complete with the meal is to just get up from the table or wherever you're sitting and just move around a little bit so that you can kind of signal to your brain that your mealtime is done. So let's do a quick recap. You've learned kind of 3 more tools in a nutshell in this video. So you've learned 3 more tools to add to your toolbox. So putting your fork down between bites, breathing between bites, and both of those will help you chew slower. And you also learn why it's so important to eat with all your senses. So what can you do now? Well, just let yourself take in this information and apply it to your own life. I know over the last several weeks I've thrown a lot of information and a lot of tips at you, and it's hard to implement everything all the time and remember everything that's going on. So just pick one, try it out for a day or two, and see how it did for you. And if you would like to talk more about, if you want to learn more about how to chew for better digestion that will lead to a flatter, firmer belly, then you can click on the link below. I'll drop it in the comments. Maybe. And you can click there to schedule a time to chat with me to see how I can help you set yourself up for success when it comes to these things, like all of the little tools and tips and tricks that I've talked about over the last few weeks. So that is all for this week. I kept it short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm curious, what surprised you, if anything, about today's video? And what was most interesting for you and why? I would love to know. Otherwise, I will catch you next week. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend.